Hello and welcome to our presentation. I am very proud to present our project, encyclopedia for kids. Before we start to present you the system, I will introduce the team. We start with our project manager, Luis, who was responsible for organizing the team, to keep the team on track for milestones, and did all the planning. And then we have our designer, Rose. She did the graphical layout, designed all the buttons and everything. And my part was for the programming, so I did part of the technical thing. So let's start.
Okay. Today we will show you the procedure on how to create a kit encyclopedia system. First, brainstorming which is powerful technique on our project topic, kit encyclopedia. Before we create new ideas, we should know what is encyclopedia and what should include in an encyclopedia website. So we search internet to get the information and view some existing examples on YouTube. Then discussion on idea and concept. That is, we evaluation the ideas and finalization the ideas. As we know, generating a large number of ideas is a key part of the creative thinking process. The more ideas you come up with, the more likely you are to find something truly innovative. Next, we test on some Adobe software tools that used to develop our multimedia projects. For example, Adobe Flash, Adobe Premiere, and others. Finally, we decide to use Adobe Dreamweaver CS5 to develop our project. After the discussion on the coding part, we are more familiar with Adobe Dreamweaver. So we also draw the flowchart WBS to show that the work of our project encompasses. It's a tool which helps us to easily communicate the work and processes involved to execute the project. We use WBS to develop the project schedule. So I'll pass to my group member to explain the design.
Okay, I will present about design part. We start the design with the interface. First, we discuss the flow from the first interface to last interface. The interface we draw to in a piece of paper that's called storyboard. We only create a simple interface because our system just for kids. This will reduce the complexity of the system by creating a simple interface. This can let the user feel more comfortable when he or she using our system. I continue with the design interface part. We start design the interface part with main menu. The main menu has three categories: plant, animal, and pet. In this category has three subplots. In each subplot has three examples that begin with alphabet A to Z. Type 3 begin with A to C alphabet, vegetable D to F, fruit E to I, mammal A to L, fish M to O, bird P to R, Asia S to U, L0 D to X, and Africa Y and Z.
Okay, let's start with the technical part. My part as programmer was to choose which kind of software we want to use, or which kind of programming language we want to use for implementing our system. And we had a lot of criteria you can see in this chart. For example, we want our system to be portable and not dependent on special hardware or software. We want the easy setup because it's a product for kids, so we don't want to have any complex installation progress or setup of the system. And we want to keep our system very flexible, so it's easy to add new content or add new features. And of course, because it's a multimedia project, it has to support multimedia things like music or video. So we make a list to decide whether we want to use a classic programming language like C, C++, or we go with HTML and CSS. And HTML has a lot of advantages. It's portable, you don't need to install it. It can use all kinds of videos or music, and it's very easy to add new features and edit. So we move on to the next slide, and we explain you the special feature of our product, that's the CSS. CSS is Scaling Style Sheet, and that's for programming the interface. And CSS is quite easy. It just has three main interfaces. We have our main menu, which I will show you later. Then we have the sub-menu and the content page. We see this later in the live presentation. So here we see a picture of the CSS. In the CSS we can adjust each element of our product. And I have a template here. As you can see here, it starts from the first element and goes on until the seventh element. And you just have to make this setup once. Once you did this, you can adjust this template to every page. And all the elements in the pages will be always in this order and in this place. So let's move on to the next slide. We can see here our menu. And we see again our 7 elements. And if we change, for example, we want to change the picture, we add a new picture, it's still on the same place because we added it with the CSS. So it's quite easy to change the pictures or the content. And here we can see the CSS group. Like I said, each element needs one rule. In this example, we see the rules for our headline. So each rule starts with the head sign, then the name, like in this example we call headline. Afterwards you can add the rules. Every rule starts with a keyword followed by a column. We see that here the first keyword is position. And we can adjust the position of our object. We can see, for example, the headline starts 156 pixels from the left, 0 pixels from the top. We move on to the next slide. One back. We can see our headline over there, and we can see it starts from the top and it's a little bit moved to the left. So we have to adjust all the different objects with the CSS rules. And to add the pictures into our page, next slide, we have to do a little bit of HTML coding. Each element is in the so-called div tag, and each div tag refers to one CSS rule. In this example, we see the div tag for the headline. We can see in the first line there's a tag called ID, and you see it refers to ID equals headline. This refers to our headline CSS rule. The rest of the coding is just the positioning of the images and how big they are and size of them. Another rule, for example, is video. It's a little bit more complex because we have to add also the width and the height. But you can see it looks very similar to the headline. If you want to add new features or exchange the images, you can just go with an editor like Dreamweaver, where you have what you see is what you get interface. And if you want, for example, to exchange here the pictures for the headline, you can just go here for the images and add a new image. So it's very easy. Once you have set up all the CSS rules, there is no more coding required. So even the project manager or even somebody in the team who has no idea about coding can add new pictures or new text.
Welcome to Kids Encyclopedia. This is the main interface for Kids Encyclopedia. In this interface has 3 buttons. plan button, anywhere button, and presses button. When we click the plan button, this interface will show. This is plan interface. In this interface content of string button, vegetable button, and fruit button. This is video. In this video, content of alphabet with plan example.
Fruits and vegetables tutorial. Let's get started. A. Apple. It's an apple.
When the user click on tree button, this interface will show. This is tree interface. In this tree interface, content of A alphabets, B alphabets, and C alphabets. When we click A alphabet, this interface will show. This interface content of A example. A example in this interface is Aspen. This is description of Aspen, and this the picture of Aspen. This part show where the user now. User now in plant, tree, and A alphabet. When the user click on back button, the previous interface will show. Same as vegetable and tree fruits. In vegetable has D, E, F alphabet, and fruits has G, H, I, F alphabet. This same as animal and places. Animal has mammals, fish, and birds. This video content of alphabet with animal example. Animal has J, K, and L alphabet. Fish has M and O alphabet, and bird has P, Q, R alphabet. Implant button has Asia, Europe, and Africa button. This video show about alphabet with places example.
Algeria, Bulgaria, Cambodia, Dominica, Egypt, France.
In Asia has S, T, U. Europe has V, W, X, and America has Y and Z alphabet. That's all. Thank you.